A new election with a familiar result. Populist former leader Boyko Borisov's party appears to have won Bulgaria's snap parliamentary vote as per early exit polls. It was the sixth election in 3 years. But it's still unclear if Borissov can form a government.
I don't see how a government can be made. We can't do it only with the Turkish minority party. The reformist Liberal Party say they can only work with the socialists and the ultra-nationalists, but not align with us. So the maths don't match.
Other parties, including the GERB's former coalition partner, is trailing in the exit polls. 32 parties and coalitions contested for the 240-seat National Assembly. But a majority of Bulgarians appear to have boycotted the polls.
I have not voted. I didn't vote because even if I did, nothing will change. I've voted many times and I don't see changes. For me, it doesn't matter who wins the election.
Allegations of voter buying led to some arrests ahead of the vote. Economic instability and corruption have long been major concerns in the European Union's poorest member country. Anti-corruption protests in 2020 forced three-time Prime Minister Boyko Borisov's government to resign. Bulgarians demanded reforms in political institutions, but caretaker governments have fallen apart within months, leaving the country in a deeper political crisis.
I'm a bit disappointed with the situation, but people have to express a right to vote whenever they can do so.
After a 13-year wait, Bulgaria has recently partially joined the open border Schengen program. But its plans to join the Eurozone have been pushed back twice as it missed inflation targets. Bulgaria hopes to end its long stretch of political instability. But 3 years and 6 elections later, it's far from it. If the leading party does not cobble together a coalition, another election could be triggered. Um-e-Kulsoom, Shariff, Al Jazeera, Sofia.
I'm pleased to say we can speak to Kulsoom live now from Sofia, the Bulgarian capital. So, Kulsoom, the uncertainty rolls on. What are people saying there?
Well, morning, Nick. Uncertainty certainly rolls on, and I have the newspaper saying exactly that. Let me read some Bulgarian to you. It says, strong comeback for GERB, which is the Conservative Party, and the other newspaper just says GERB, making a strong comeback there. And it also says he wins 2-1, which is the European parliamentary election, which was also held yesterday, and the snap parliamentary vote. Well, first things first, voter turnout, we spoke about it yesterday, is just about 30%, which means a large majority of registered Bulgarians didn't bother. It was a no-show. And this is down from 35% last year. And if there's got to be any reasoning, it's like elections every 6 months for 3 years, they seem to some of them have just given up. But the official voter turnout is yet to be given by the Election Commission. Now, Boyko Borisov's party has made a strong comeback. It's in the lead with about 25%, but votes are still being counted. It's the second and third position where the parties are neck and neck. There's a Turkish minority party, which is at about 15%, and there's the We Continue the Change party, which is also about 15%. So right now, this is where things stand. Boyko Borisov has been the prime minister in the past decade. He led the governments thrice, and his popularity dipped only during the anti-corruption protests in 2020, and he and his government resigned in 2021. So right now, still all the uncertainty still playing out.
Yeah, still playing out. And as we look to the future, what happens next?
So the coalitions, there were about 32 coalitions and parties. Now, they're all in talks, or they are going to be having talks about if there could be any permutations or combinations of some parties coming together to form a coalition government. Remember, the parties range with their ideologies from being pro-EU, pro-Russia, far right. So we'll have to see if they can cobble together a government. But also doing the rounds, the president, Roman Radev, has criticized the political parties, saying that they put their political interests ahead of the country's interests. So he's been very critical of them. And there's been speculation, but this speculation has been on for quite some time, that he may have his own political party. Now, he's a popular figure, but his critics see him as pro-Russian. So the political stalemate still stands. Bulgaria, three years down, 6 elections later, is still talking about, could we have a stable government?
Great, thanks for that, Kulsoom. Thanks very much indeed. Um-e-Kulsoom, Shariff there in Sofia in Bulgaria. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.